So now we have the ores. Our step now, next step is to extract the metal from the ores. Next step is to concentrate the ore. These soil and sand particles are the impurities of the ore. So now we have to purify this ore. That is, we have to concentrate the ore. We have to remove these impurities like sand. And these impurities which are associated with the ore are known as gangue. So the impurities associated with the ores are known as gangue, and we have to remove these impurities in order to purify the ore. So now we have to concentrate the ore. The impurities like sand particles, etc., that are associated with the ore are known as, these impurities are known as gangue. The impurities like sand, etc., which are associated with the ore are known as gangue. So now, how to purify the ore? That is, how do we concentrate the ore and remove these gangue particles? There are different methods to carry out the concentration of ore. The first method is by using the hydrolytic method. Hydro means we have to use water in this method, and it is also known as gravity separation. So from gravity separation, we know that it uses the difference in the densities between the ore and the impurities. So this is the setup for the method hydrolytic separation. In this, the ore is placed on the top. This wall has grooves inside it. So now we'll pass a jet of water. The impurities like sand, etc., they are very light. So when we pass water, a jet of water, the light impurities can be carried away, and the heavier ore particles, they settle in these grooves. Observe. As a jet of water is passed, the lighter particles, that is the lighter gangue particles, which are soil, sand, etc., they are washed away, and the heavier ore particles, they settle in the grooves. So this is the first method, that is the hydrolytic method for the separation of gangue particles from the ore, and this uses the difference in the density between the ore and the impurities. So the impurities being lighter, they are washed away, and the denser ore particles, they settle inside the grooves. A metal was to be extracted from an ore A, but accidentally some iron filings fell in the crushed ore. So now, how can these iron filings be separated from the ore? We know iron filings are magnetic in nature. So whenever these impurities, in this case iron filing is an impurity, so whenever the impurities or the ore itself is magnetic in nature, we use a method known as magnetic separation. In this kind of a setup is used. This is a conveyor belt which runs on two wheels. One of the wheel, that is this wheel, is magnetic in nature. So now the ore containing the iron filings is made to pass on this conveyor belt. The conveyor belt is continuously moving on these two wheels. Since this wheel is magnetic, it attaches the iron filings to itself for a larger distance, which can be separated from the ore. Observe. So now, as the iron filings, they are magnetic in nature, they are attached to the wheel and they are separated from the ore particles. So what is happening in this case? We can separate the iron filings from the crushed ore by using this magnetic separation technique. This wheel is magnetic in nature. The ore is not magnetic. So as soon as it comes in this area, it falls. So it can be collected in a heap. The iron filings, since they are magnetic in nature, they are attached or attracted by this magnetic wheel. At the end of this, the magnetic attraction is lost. So now the iron filings fall down. So we can separate the iron filings from the ore. So this method of separation is known as magnetic separation, and this is used when either the ore or the impurity is magnetic in nature. Then there is a third method for the separation of impurities from an ore. This method is generally used for sulfide ores. A special property for the sulfide ores is that it can be easily wetted by oil, particularly pine oil. And the impurities in it, they cannot be wetted by oil, they are wetted by water. So in a tank, we take water, the ore with pine oil is introduced in the tank and it is then agitated. Observe what happens. The ore containing oil particles, it is agitated. It forms froth which is collected in a separate container. So what is happening in this case? The ore, that is the sulfide ore, can be wetted by oil, particularly pine oil. So when it is introduced in the tank and it is agitated, it forms froth. Froth is light and even oil is lighter than water. So froth containing oil rises on the top. Since the sulfide ores are attracted by pine oil, they are attached to the oil particles in the froth, which can be separated in a separate container. The impurities like sand and salt, they are not wetted by the oil particles, they are wetted by water. So they stay behind or they can be separated and the ore particles are carried away by the froth containing oil. And now we can easily separate the ore from these oil particles. So it is easier to separate the ore from oil. So by using this technique, we can separate the ore from the gangue particles. And this method is known as froth flotation method. Since it involves the formation of froth, which can be easily separated in a separate container, this method is known as froth flotation method. And in this, the principle is the preferential wettability of the ore by oil and the wettability of impurities by water. So the preferential wettability of ore by pine oil, it separates the ore from the gangue particles. And this method is known as froth flotation method. So now we have the pure concentrated ore. So we can separate the impurities from the ore by using three methods, that is hydrolytic separation, froth flotation method and magnetic separation. By doing this, we remove the impurities from the ore, so we get the pure concentrated ore.
Step 1. Concentration of bauxite. Crude bauxite ore is crushed and then treated with hot concentrated caustic soda solution, that is NaOH solution, in a tank called digester under high pressure for 2 to 8 hours at 140 degrees centigrade to 150 degrees centigrade. Aluminium oxide, being amphoteric in nature, dissolves in aqueous sodium hydroxide, resulting in the formation of water-soluble sodium aluminate. This process dissolves silica, that is SiO2, and alumina in aqueous sodium hydroxide, leaving behind undissolved iron oxide, that is Fe2O3, in the solution, which can be separated by filtration. The filtrate containing sodium aluminate and silicate is diluted with water and then cooled to 50 degrees centigrade. This gives gelatinous precipitate of aluminium hydroxide, that is AlOH thrice, leaving behind sodium silicate in the solution. This precipitate obtained is filtered, washed, dried and ignited at 1000 degrees centigrade to get alumina, that is Al2O3.